Money. Oh my God. We all have a relationship with money. It's literally the one energy and relationship that us as human beings all have in common with each other, whether we like it or not sometimes here on Earth School. So it pays a lot to actually learn how the energy of money actually works so that you can manifest and work with it rather than against it. And work with it according to how you want rather than being controlled and governed by it, which most of the world, let's be real, is governed by money. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 main codes and frequencies of money, whether it's masculine or feminine or both, and how this works specifically for you and with you, because it's constantly attracting or repelling money because we are all vibrational beings, right? And I'm also going to show you how you can actually reverse that or change that in any way that you like by the end of this video. And tip number 5 is one of the most important that ties in all of the other codes. So make sure you watch this video all the way till the end. And it does sound easier than done, I know, trust me. But by the end of this video, you will be on this journey with this newfound awareness. So keep watching. So secret number 1 or code frequency number 1 of money. What money even is in actual reality. That in itself is tip number 1, code number 1, the frequency of money. What is it? Do you know? Number 1, money is just energy. And we hear this all the time. I know, just stay with me. Because I used to question this all the time, right? When people will be like, money is just energy. Yeah, but how do I work with that energy? Nobody's telling us. What do you mean by it's just energy? How do you work with it? So again, like everything in the universe is atoms, particles, molecules, right? And money is literally just printed paper, yeah? And it's an energy that works just like everything else on this planet. On the universe, we all have these laws of the universe, okay? And one of them is literally the law of give and take. Just like in relationships, you have to give, but you also take. And there's a balance, right? Where you're flowing in between those two states. There's not just one person who's constantly the giver and one person who's just a taker. Otherwise, it's a toxic relationship. It's a toxic dynamic that you've got in that relationship. And it's the same thing with money. We've got a relationship with it. Do you treat money with kindness, with respect, with love, with joy, with excitement and relaxation? Or do you treat money with fear, anxiety, scarcity mindset, there's not enough to go around, stress, overwhelm, hard work, hustle, tiredness? Like, are those the energies that you feel when it comes to money? Go deeper. Like, a lot of us have been living in this world where we don't actually question the energy of money. And we're just like, we want more of it, right? We want more of love. We want more of money. We want more of all this good stuff. But we're not actually understanding the deeper frequencies, the deeper layers behind how this actually works and what we can actually do to change that frequency within us so that we can then attract more of it and manifest more of it into our lives. And so again, knowing and understanding that what money actually is and the energy behind it can really help you understand what your truth is about money and how it flows to or from you. Because if you are operating, let's say, similarly with relationships, I like to give relationships as an example because it's easy and relatable for everyone. If you are operating on this frequency or this belief system that says, I only find partners who are really controlling, you're sending that signal out to the universe and the universe is delivering to you partners who are controlling. When you signal to the universe, I am done, like my self-worth is up here, I am only available to my soulmate and I'm not giving anybody else my time or attention or energy, that will be delivered to you as well. And then it's up to you. It's your choices after that determine whether you're going to sustain that long-term relationship, soulmate relationship or not, right? Because a lot of triggers and wounds come up when it comes to relationships because it's a very sensitive subject. So is money. And so again, with money, what are your belief systems around it? Do you feel like you need to work hard to earn money? Do you feel like the only way for you to receive money is through a job, working for someone else? Or can you change that belief around? And this takes time, you guys. This is like not something that's going to happen overnight, but this is your starting point and this is the frequency of money that you need to understand and get into to elevate your money situation, your money relationship, right? The second money code or money frequency is the actual energy of money. So in number 1, we went over what money actually is in reality, right? And you've understood that it is an energy, it's an energetic frequency. In number 2, now we're going to talk about what the actual energy of money is. What is that frequency? What do you need to do to be on that frequency, right? Everybody wants to know this. So what I'm going to be delivering in this video is obviously my own personal experience with money manifesting when it comes to the money in my life that I've seen through jobs, through my business, through just manifesting it out of thin air. All of the different experiences tied in together, there's one main frequency. And the energy of money is actually both masculine and feminine, right? And I'm going to tell you and explain to you why. The actual money itself is masculine energy, but the way in which we receive it into our life is feminine energy. And I'm going to explain exactly how. The masculine energetics, again, if you haven't checked out my videos on what the masculine is, what the feminine is, all of that stuff, the basics of understanding all of these key concepts, then my video should be popped up here somewhere. You can go and check that out. But basically the masculine is the provider, the protector, the initiator, the action taker. And the feminine is the nurturer, the creator. She's also the receiver and the intuitive. So if money is being given to us, right? Again, remember, who's the provider? The masculine energy, right? So money is being given to us. We're in receiving mode when money comes to us. So we are in our feminine energy when money is being given to us. Whether this is coming to you as a job, you're still in receiving mode. Whether it's coming through to you as a bonus or a lottery win or creating a business, which tends to be the vehicle that delivers the money to us, we're still going to be in receiving mode as the money comes in to receive it, right? We have to open up our bank accounts. We have to open up our hands to receive the money. That's feminine energy. The feminine receives. Even when you talk about the reproductive system, the feminine energy, the egg receives the sperm. It's not the other way around. The sperm swims to the egg. The masculine energy biologically swims to the feminine, right? And it's the same thing with money. The money comes to you. Whether you're a male or female or any gender watching this, it does not matter. This is the way the flow of money works with every single person. So to me, the whole concept of receiving the money means we're sitting in our feminine energy. We have to be in the energy of receive and femininity to receive more. And it signals that money itself, like the paper, the value, the exchange that we are being given, is the masculine, right? It's a tool. Money is just a tool because it provides us with survival as human beings, and we all need to survive, right? So because the feminine is the receiver, unless we are in our feminine state vibrationally of receiving and being open to receive that money, then being open to nurture that money, we will either be in the masculine of overly working and trying to get the money because we're not in receiving mode. When we can't be in both energies at one time, right? We have to be one or the other and take turns. And so when you are working for money, you're never actually able to fully receive to the level at which you're supposed to receive or are able to receive, right? Because when you're working, you're always in your masculine energy. So you're providing, you're giving your time, your energy, your effort. And when you receive, that's when you get to relax, right? You, at the end of the month, if you're in a job, you receive on a payday, one day of the month where you get to receive and be in your feminine. All the other times, you're not in your feminine at all. But that's not balanced. There's a massive imbalance there in itself, right? So when it comes to actually working with the energy of money and the frequency and how to set it right, because just like when we're a personal training at the gym or you've got gym goals and you're moving your body composition into less fat, more muscle, there are changes that need to be occurred inside your body with your metabolism, right? There's a thermostat and there's a baseline of the number of calories that you're eating and all of this stuff that changes and fluctuates accordingly as you're on your journey. The same way, when you're shifting your money frequency, there are changes internally that need to happen. And this can be the most scariest thing because we're all stuck in our comfort zones a lot, right? And it's hard for us to break out of our comfort zones. So what you can start to do is set the intention of, I want to be more in my receiving mode. I want to receive more money and be in your feminine energy. It's almost like a force. I had to force myself in the beginning because I was highly masculine and I was constantly working, constantly doing. Now what's happened is it's completely shifted where I'm not doing as much. I am still doing, like, obviously I've got my YouTube channel, I've got my TikToks, I've got my business, but I'm much more in my feminine where I wait to receive intuitive information, intuitive wisdom before I create my scripts for these YouTube videos. And only when it comes to me intuitively and I receive that I come on here and then I get into my masculine. This currently me talking to you on this video is my masculine energy where I've channeled, which was my feminine. Now I'm coming on to actually take action, which is intuitively inspired. So again, everything is connected. And now once I've done this video, it will go up on YouTube, and eventually over time, the channel will grow just like my TikTok and my Instagram. And eventually the compensation or the money, the monetization starts to be a side effect from it, right? And it all takes time. Again, patience is like the biggest thing. But again, understanding that you have to lean back, you have to get into your feminine state to receive before you then go out and take action. And again, when you do this and when you follow this, it's natural for the universe to then deliver to you, and then you receive with gratitude the gifts of the universe, whether this is actual money in itself or some sort of value, whether you win a scholarship for some course that you wanted, or you manifest a new car, or whatever it is, you're always provided for. And that's like another belief for another video for another day. But again, like, I've got so many examples that I can give you of how I change my frequency for money, and I'm still working on it. Like, nobody's perfect, and I'm still learning my own process and experimenting with my own process, because I have not yet mastered it myself. And every layer, like every time I move up with the money manifesting, there's something new that's like, oh my God, now it's like this frequency that I need to jump to. Now it's like the next level, and there's always another level. That is literally purpose as well, guys. When you have a meaningful goal that you are working towards, that is your purpose. Drop me a comment below as well if you want me to do a purpose video. If you're looking for your purpose, you haven't found your purpose, just let me know in the comments what you want me to make videos on. Anyway, so again, this works for, like, if you want a higher paying job, you first intuitively set the intention, right? That's in your feminine, where the feminine asks for what she wants. The feminine asks for what you want. And then you wait to receive, right? So again, you set the intention of, okay, I want a higher raise. I'm going to ask for it to the universe or to your boss, manager, whatever it is. And then you sit back and you wait and you relax. If your job is not giving you that stuff, then intuitive action from inside of you will say, okay, start looking for another job that will pay you higher. And then you start applying. And that's the process where you have to listen to your intuitive nudges within and then take that action. It's important to get that balance right, because money, like I said, it operates on both. You can't just do the masculine hustle, hustle, hustle and expect your money to get better. You have to listen to your intuition, your creativity, that nudge, and then also open yourself up to receiving. So this is literally the cycle of money and the energetics behind the flow of, like, how it comes to you and how you repel it as well. So when you understand that the energy of money works with both the masculine and the feminine energy within yourself, when you notice that there's an imbalance in your bank balance or your money situation, there will be some sort of imbalance in the way in which you're working with money. So you can go and reflect back and ask yourself, what am I not doing? Like, am I doing feminine? Am I doing too much masculine? Is there a balance? What needs to be tweaked? And this is where you get deeper and deeper into your own experimentation of how money works for you, because everybody's different. Everybody's human design is different. Again, I'll be doing videos on that. So again, keep an eye out. If you haven't subscribed, then subscribe. But again, that acceptance of everybody is different. Everybody's money story will be different. Everybody's money beliefs will be different. The way you got brought up will be different. And so your experimentation in your own money journey can only start and finish with you experimenting. So be the experimenter of your life. Number 3, the third money code, is your relationship with money, which I've already explained. Like, is your relationship with money a soulmate one? Like, do you absolutely love money? Do you respect it? Do you look after it? Is it nurturing? Is it flowing? Is it abundant? Or is it a toxic one? Do you obsess over money? Do you control money too much? Do you hold it too tight? Do you hoard it? Is it all consuming? Like, your mind is constantly stressing and thinking and worrying about your next paycheck, like where money is going to come from, how it's going to pay the bills. Like, how is your relationship with money? Honestly, answer that. This is the relationship work that you need to start working on to change the frequency of money, to allow it to actually feel good to you and to allow yourself to relax. Because when you relax, like I said, in the feminine, that's when the money flows to you much more easier. So if your relationship with money is one of constantly giving, like whether you're giving something excessively, whether you're giving your time or your energy in exchange for money, like a job, that's literally what a job is. You exchange your time, and then in return, the company pays you money for it, right? And sometimes this can be peanuts for the amount of time that you are delivering, the amount of value you're giving for what you are receiving as money can be really, really low depending on your skill set and what job you're doing. So if you feel in your heart that you are worthy of so much more money for yourself in exchange of whatever value it is that you're providing, and that money should not be such a hard work or a slog, it should feel fun, it should feel light, just like any relationship, would you enter that relationship that was toxic and controlling if you knew it from the get-go? Or would you choose something that's more light-hearted, fun, joyful, relaxed to be around? Obviously, most people are going to pick the one that's more relaxed, right? And so again, when you make that decision of, okay, this is the relationship I want with money now, I'm done with all this toxic relationships with money, my money relationship is going to change. I'm going to look after it. I'm going to feel relaxed around money. I'm going to enjoy my journey. I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to control it. That's where your shifts start to happen. So your belief system in your head needs to change first in order to start vibrating on that frequency, on a different level, where money does start to flow to you much more easier, much more chilled, and in a much more fun way that's aligned with your soul, without you need to overwork yourself or without you needing to be controlled by the money. So is your relationship one that is inconsistent? Like if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, does your money come in like little trickles, or is it steady? Does it come full force, like flowing to you in like abundant, or does it come in like abundant waves and then a little dip and then a wave? Like, talk to me. Drop me in the comments, like, what are your money stuff? Like, let's get used to talking about money in a much more normal way and in an energetic way, rather than just like money, 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 without thinking about it, without being conscious about what it is. Like, money is just an energy. I love talking about my soulmate relationship just as much as I like talking about money. There's a reason, because both of them are relationships that I am in, right? I'm in a relationship with money because it looks after me, lets me buy all my dresses and my equipment and whatever I need, and it looks after me. And at the same time, I'm in a relationship with my partner who also looks after me and I look after him. And so 2 relationships I've got going on. So I'm talking about both of them. And then again, you need to also recognize that you need to devote yourself to a deeper commitment and consistency to see that those reflections of money and the frequency change in your reality. It's not something that just happens overnight. I've been doing this for about 4 years now. And I would still say I'm like in the middle. I'm not even a master yet, or even close. And I probably need another decade before I reach that. But that's just me being honest with my own self. Like, I know my level, I know where I'm progressing, where I'm not. Like, I'm much more faster with intuitive wisdom or anything occult or spirituality and the concepts. But when it comes to actually practically living, sometimes I can be slower in certain areas, and that's okay. Like, everybody, like I say, go at your own pace, right? Another thing that I want to mention as well before we jump onto code number 4 is your faith, your trust, and your surrender. Can't say this enough about the surrender part. Not enough people surrender and know how to surrender, which are huge parts of your feminine energy and the capacity to just receive, right? That is actually an intuitive muscle. Like, you need to start building that muscle. And so just like at the gym, you don't see muscles like gain straight away. Over time, some people work years, like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, before they actually see the toned definition and the fat loss and the muscle gain. And it's the same thing with your intuition. If you're not practicing receiving in your femininity, whether this is in relationships, like my man opens my door for me and I don't say thank you, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, I've got it, move out the way, I've got it. I'm not receiving, I'm getting into my masculine. And so if money is coming to you, it's on its way, and you're going, no, I got it, I'm just gonna work even harder, you're not in receiving mode, so then the money will just change direction and it will go to someone else who is open to receiving. It's energy, it's always circulating, okay? So start asking yourself and reflect on your past, your current situation, and your past relationships with money. When money's been good, how has it been coming? How's your energy been? Have you been in your feminine? Notice this stuff. What kind of things did you do masculine-wise, intuitively, that was led, that brought you more money? And then when it changed, why did that change? Okay, ask yourself, like, currently, are you satisfied with your relationship with money? If you are, cool, continue as you are. And if no, and you want more money, or you want to change the way in which you work with money, the way you feel around money, then this is where your work starts. So money frequency number 4 is the money identity changes, because we have loads of identity changes, right? So with each money shift, every time that you shift into a higher state of receiving more money in some way, shape or form, your identity might shift. Even if it's like 1% identity shift, your identity is changing on some way, level, shape or form. Because your identity is made up of all those beliefs, okay, around money, that you store in your own mind. And so your money identity could initially just be that worker bee, where you believe that you can only make money by doing a job, by working for somebody else, right? Even though there are so many other ways you can bring in money into your life. Or your identity could be a self-employed worker. Instead of working for somebody else, they're enslaved by their own business system. And they're still trading their time, they're exchanging their time that they put in to receive money. That again is like, if you want to switch that into making money work for you, instead of you exchanging your time for money, but allowing money to now work for you, where you get to do what you love and money just comes to you regardless, which some people like to call passive income streams and things like that, then you have to set up those systems to allow that to be part of your life and belief system, right? And then that gets to be your identity, where over time, again, you start to believe that actually, I don't need to exchange my time for money, but what I can do is passively receive because I've built up systems. You've been in the inspired, intuitive, masculine phase of building. So then you get to sit back and relax and just see money work for you because you've set up those systems. But you have to do the legwork behind setting up those systems. There are stories about millionaires, lottery winners becoming millionaires and then losing all that money overnight. It's because they haven't embedded that into their nervous system, and so they spend it all because they don't know what to do with it. So your identity shifting needs to be something that gets taken into account. And if you know how your identity shifting or what kind of things you need to be in order to evolve to the next level, it's easier to then match that frequency that you're trying to receive as your next goal. So everything in your identity requires these three things. Number one, changes within your own mind. So that whole belief system. Number two, you need to have those feminine intentions of setting an intention of what you want the universe to deliver to you, right? So setting that goal, getting clear and getting that clarity about, okay, this is what I want. So for me, for example, right now, it's like, I want to grow my YouTube channel and then I will become monetized and then YouTube will become a paying platform for me. So I can continue to deliver all of this value in exchange for the monetary, the monetization that comes as part of just building one video per week or whatever that invites in more money. So less exchange of my time for more money, right? So that's the intention. That's the feminine intention I'm setting. But then the work that goes behind building the system is what you are seeing week in, week out, right? The third is, like I said, the masculine action that has to take place in order for things to come in. And this is where you need to facilitate some of those changes, because sometimes we get the intuitive nudge of, okay, you need to go on YouTube then, and you need to become that person. And some of us are like, oh, but I've got stage fright. Oh, but I'm not good on camera. Oh, but I've got this, I've got this. And all of those belief systems will come and clog up your brain and your vibe, and that's the frequency that you're still operating on. But to move to that next level, you need to overcome those, right? And this is literally that ladder, that journey of just constant evolution. And again, if you increase your feminine muscle to receive, it gets easier over time. Like, trust me, I used to struggle to accept, like, even paying, like, on dates with my partner in the beginning. And now it's just like, he whips out the card. I don't even think about it. Like, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm worthy of it. I'm deserving of it. And it's so nice because you don't hold that. But initially, when you're so toxically conditioned and used to hustling or being in your masculine energy, it can be difficult to just step into your feminine. And masculines, if you're watching this again, you too also can step into your feminine. Just take a step back, relax, go and get a massage, go in for a swim, like go into the pool, like get into your relaxed feminine state to receive, right? And again, like, a lot of scarcity fears will come up when you're talking about money. Work through them through breathing, communicate with the universe, God, source, energy, whatever it is that you believe in, communicate with that. That's your connection to your higher self, right? Where you build that trust and faith over time. It takes patience. Again, Rome was not built in a day. And I can't state that enough when it comes to money, because you can tell you're in a toxic state or toxic vibration of money. And again, guys, if you want me to do a video of like 5 signs that you're in a toxic or healthy vibration to receive money or repel money, then let me know in the comments if this is something that of interest to you. But one of the scarcity mindset vibrations is that impatience of get rich quick schemes, or what can I do quickly to earn money? And that is a survival mechanism where you don't need to be in that. That's your toxic masculine vibe, right, with money. And so when you notice that, actually, do you know what, I'm breathing, my mind is just trying to get me like overwhelmed with stress, because that's the conditioning of the world we live in. I can breathe, I'm protected, I'm provided for, the universe has given me more than enough, like I have more than enough, and I will always be okay, and we can work through this. And repeat that until you feel calm in your body and your nervous system relaxes, right? And then you are able to be in your feminine state. Again, this is like I said, that you're training your intuitive muscles, you're training your faith muscles, right? Just like in the gym, you are training this muscle, and it gets stronger over time. And then you'll start to feel more abundant in yourself, more abundant, even when money is not per se trickling through, you'll still feel abundant in what you are doing, how you are living, lifestyle choices. All of that will just make you feel abundant. You'll radiate abundance from your energetic field, and then the universe will just send you stuff because you're vibrating on that frequency, right? And that is the main shift that you all want to make. And again, just go back to the basics of the law of attraction, the law of vibration, and the law of manifestation. All requires you attract who you are being. And so if you're attracting a lack of money, you are being a lack of value or a lack of money internally, because that's all you're viewing inside of yourself, okay? And we are down to the most important of all 5 codes here for money. And it's just tapping onto what I just said, but money is literally, right? We talked about money as being energy, but the energy of that money is just a reflection. It's a mirror of your most inner thoughts, your most inner feelings about money and how you are working together as a couple. Okay, so that is literally what money is reflecting to you. It's reflecting your relationship with value, how you value yourself and what you are doing in terms of exchanging that value, right? So if we go back to the laws of attraction and laws of vibration, we attract who we are. So who are you right now? All relationships go through this law as well, right? So ask yourself, like, what type of inner relationship do you have with money? What kind of thoughts are you thinking on a daily basis, whether this is conscious or unconscious? What are you constantly thinking about when it comes to money? Do you treat it well, or do you just go, oh, it's only this much, like I wish I had more, and you're ungrateful for it? Do you feel like even a single extra penny that comes through, do you look after it? Are you like grateful for every single penny that comes through? Are you managing money well? Are you working with it? Is it a co-creative relationship? Do you think money is just negative or bad because you have to work for it? Do you feel resentful towards money? All of these emotions that come from your thought system have an impact, right? Just like all of your thoughts about your partner have an impact on that relationship. So again, like I say, money is never stopping. Money is always circulating. It's always moving. It's always exchanging hands somewhere across the planet. But if it's not exchanging hands with you, then something internally inside of you needs to change. Okay, it needs to shift. Because money is circulating constantly to those who are attracting it through their thought system, right? And those who are open to receiving it and whose energetic frequency is that of high value. Because all that money is that paper exchange of value for something in return. So back in the day, they would exchange like wine in exchange for like knitted sweaters or steel. Now we just exchange printed money, printed paper called money, in exchange for some form of value, whether this is your time or your energy or a skill set or whatever it is, right? And so we can dive in another video into so much more depth on the perception of money and value and what value even means to each buyer and the different price points on value. But for now, to keep it simple, money is the exchange of energy in terms of value. So if you're an employee for a job, then you exchange a hell of a lot of time in exchange for money. Some can pay highly for your time dependent on your skills and what value you're also bringing with that time spent. And again, some pay lower if you're just spending time there but not doing high value tasks or high skill tasks, right? So some souls, like myself, prefer the time freedom and would rather build their own business and their own vehicle of receiving money than working for somebody else's vehicle to receive that money, right? Because me giving my time for somebody else can be way more beneficial for me giving my own self that time and my own money at my price point that I value myself at, because I value myself much higher than those of which the companies might, right? And I used to find myself literally in that, hunting for job space for most of my life until I decided a couple of years back that I really want to just build a different vehicle that brings in money for me consistently, where I don't need to go and spend my time out there in exchange for money, because I'd rather exchange my wisdom, which I perceive as very high value, up there and provide that value in exchange for money, instead of doing a job that I hate and being out there not living my passion, not living my purpose, that's not meaningful just for money. Like, that kills my soul. And so I decided to take reins. Like, the masculine in me and the feminine in me was pushing me that way and pulling me, and I listened to it, and it's got me here so far, and it's been absolutely amazing. And I love every step of the journey that I'm going through. And it's not always highs. Like, you're always going to have the lows, especially when you're learning. It's just like, they call them growth pains. When a baby's learning to crawl and walk and things like that, there is a struggle. But then once they get it, they're like, we made it, like, we're on that next level. And then they learn to run, and then it's like, we made it again. And it's like, it's literally that, right? And that is part of the purpose, where it's meaningful. You live for it and you enjoy life, like, to another level. But again, that's my personal choice, because I value my time freedom a lot. I don't want to be restricted. I want to work from the comfort of my own home. I like being in my pajamas. I don't like a boss or someone dictating over me as to what I should be doing, how I should be doing it. I like to do that for myself. And again, being forced to labor, especially during my feminine cycle. Like, if you haven't checked out my feminine cycle video, go and check that out. But feminines, our bodies are so different. Like, the 9-to-5 job structure is very masculine. It's built for a man's cycle, which is 24 hours. A woman's cycle is 28 days. And so I like to structure my business around my 28-day cycle. So I'll be in my masculine for the first 2 weeks, which is and I'll talk about this in another video, guys, but this is literally how I work and operate. And then the second 2 weeks of my cycle, when I'm due to bleed, I will go into my feminine state, and I'll just receive, and I'll do light tasks, and I won't do like heavy masculine energy in that time period. But that's just me, or it could be you too. Comment below if you're literally like feeling these same vibes of like exhaustion and just not wanting to work for somebody else because you know you have it in you to build something amazing and to earn your own money at the value at which you are. But yeah, I'll be doing more videos on spiritual entrepreneurship and content creators and all of this stuff because I feel like it's so needed, and I think everyone has the capacity and the ability to be an entrepreneur and to earn their own money from it. They just have to have the courage, the belief system, and the education, self-education to do that, right? And the government systems or the systems that are teaching education right now are not teaching this stuff. This is my passion and why I'm on here talking to you guys about this. So there you have it, you guys, the 5 main money codes and money frequencies that you really want to dive deeper into to understand how money works and how you can make it work for you rather than you working for it, and how it works past, you know, the illusions of society and the illusions of the world that we live in, as taking money as like this high value thing on a pedestal. But you can put yourself on a pedestal and then charge that. So I just want to leave you with this, that you get to decide how you want money to work with you, because you're in charge of your relationships, nobody else. Whether that's asking for a raise at work, whether that's starting your own business, ask yourself where your freedom and your happiness lies. If it's in time and you want more time to yourself, you want more time for your relationships, your kids, whatever it is, then you need to come on and become a content creator of some sort, right? Because that's the best way right now, especially with the age of technology, the age of Aquarius kicking in. Now is the best time for you to literally get there, out there and create. And it's never been easier to make money online. I'm telling you, anyone can do it. And you just have to have that curiosity and start experimenting and learning. The answer to where your freedom lies and your happiness will be the key to determining which route you end up taking when it comes to creating a better relationship with money in your own life. So as always, if you have any questions or you want me to dive deeper into any other topic on this, then drop me a comment below. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you like this video, then please give it a little thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next video. Mwah.